Welcome back. This is now part 3 of our goal setting series for 2025. If you have not watched part 1 and part 2, definitely recommend checking those things out. It'll have just some base information that will make this video make a little bit more sense. The second video, we talked about Zoe as a case study looking to lose 20 pounds. This will now be Adam, another fake client, different set of goals, so we can again provide some different inspiration for clients that obviously a lot of you have different conflicting goals to some extent. Okay. I won't go through all of these like phase types and projections. I did do that in the video number 2. So you should kind of understand what these columns mean and how this overall table will work. So let's learn about Adam here a little bit. So Adam is 6'1", 185 pounds, really jealous of that height. He is 13% body fat. And he tells me his goals are to increase his strength in squat, bench, and deadlift. That's priority 1. And then also priority 2 is to maintain or maybe slightly increase his running performance and his overall endurance. So as I talked about in video number 2, it's important to rank these things because maybe unlike Zoe, who is more purely aesthetic focused and losing weight will help your aesthetics, getting more muscular and getting stronger in your squat, bench, deadlift is not going to not going to help your endurance. But you think it's going to hinder it if you're not careful, right? So what I don't want to have people think about is, oh, I want to run faster and lift heavier and get leaner and build muscle and all this stuff. And they kind of go nowhere. So when he ranks his goals here, if let's say in the year he puts on 60 pounds on the squat, but his 5K doesn't get faster, he's okay with that because his primary goal was to improve, say, in squat, bench, deadlift. And hey, if he can put 50 pounds on his squat and his 5K gets 12 seconds faster, that's gravy. But it's important to, again, rank those things for the priorities, I think, okay? And then the big events in his year will be a half marathon in June. But remember, that's not his main priority. And then also his birthday in October. So kind of a performance goal here. Let's even get more specific. Performance, even though it's not highest priority. And then birthday, let's say aesthetic for this. He just wants to look damn good in some shorty shorts for his birthday. Okay. So let's start off here with his the front of the year. January at 185. So because his main goal is to increase his power lifts effectively, we're going to try to put on some muscle. He's going to be in a calorie surplus. He's going to try to gain about 1 to 2 pounds per month. And that's going to be the story for January, February, March, and April. So you see these are the projected weights again. This is what would actually happen if we mock it out. So he has gained 7 pounds in 4 months. We obviously would work with him on his training as well. And let's say, hey, his squat's up, 30 pounds in 4 months and he's loving it. He's gaining weight, he's gaining strength, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm 6 weeks out from that half marathon. I need to make sure I can, run and do well here. Now we're only talking about nutrition and body weight. So we're only talking about nutrition and body weight in this video, but of course, like the training will matter here as well. What he's prioritizing, how many miles he's running, all of those things, right? But let's just say his mileage was very similar all throughout this time frame. He's doing like maybe a half marathon prep. We would still recommend him do a little bit of a mini cut here, shed some of this fat off that you're going to gain during a muscle gain phase. He's not going to have a setback with his strength. If he loses 3-4 pounds of body fat in 6 weeks, that really shouldn't deter him from still getting stronger. So we see in May here, we shift goals, try to lose some body fat. Goes from 192 to 189. Maybe the same thing in May. Loses 1 more pound before the actual race. So he loses 4 pounds overall. That's not such a long time or such a long body weight shift where he should feel it inside with the barbell. Now, maybe he tapers a little bit and he doesn't lift super heavy the last 2 or 3 weeks. That's just going to be a personal choice for him. But the thing is, he can take a sidestep, go do that half marathon, and not have to completely blow it up. He's not going to stop lifting weights for 2 months. He still can train. He still can eat plenty of protein. And depending upon how advanced he is, he still can get stronger. He can still be stronger in May and June, even if he is doing an actual half marathon. But we do want to make sure that he can, if he's going to do this race, he wants to maybe not like maximize for it if he's trying to put on muscle this year, but do as best as he can given the other goals he's trying to pursue. So he goes and does that. Let's say he PRs by 18 seconds. He's really, really happy. He could have PR'd by more, but man, I PR'd my half marathon by 18 seconds and my lifts are going up. Can't really ask for a better 6 months here to start 2025. Now, he enjoyed June, got a little bit leaner, but guess what? We're right back on the muscle gain phase. That's the net of the year. He's trying to push up his weight, push up his muscle and strength. So July gets up to 190. August back up to 192. So kind of exactly where he was now here in April. And he's 7 pounds up in about 8 months now at this point. Should still be eating plenty of food. If training is going well, he should be getting stronger as well in the big 3 lifts. Now, he has his second goal coming up here in October. This is a birthday trip to Costa Rica. As I said, he wants to look good in some shorty short swimming trunks. So in September, we start another fat loss phase. This one a little bit more lengthy because this is really an aesthetic focus. This was just like, hey, I want to trim some fat, make sure I can run well. But this is like, I want to look good in Costa Rica. So we cut in September, he gets to 189. We cut in October, he gets to 185. So he loses 7 pounds in 2 months, kind of aggressive approach. But if we look back here now, I'll highlight October and I'll highlight January. Now, throughout the course, that would be 10 months of a net of the year. He has spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those months putting on muscle. June was a maintenance, so probably 7 months of the 10. He was prioritizing building muscle and building strength. Of course, you can get stronger still a little bit here in May and September. It's not like an on-off switch, but let's just for the purpose say 70% of the time he's optimizing for that. This person should now see after 10 months, if you were to take a progress photo at 185 here, and he was 13% body fat. We also can make a note of that here. 13% body fat and a progress photo, more importantly, he's probably somewhere like 10 to 11% body fat here. Because the overall goal is maybe he put on at the maximum something like, we saw 7 pounds of total weight. Maybe he put on 4 pounds of muscle and 3 pounds of fat during that time. He then loses the fat, and now he is, again, 185, same exact body weight, but a leaner version of that than he was in January. And that's really how you can determine if you had a great muscle gain phase. Is do you look leaner at the same body weight you were previously, right? And that can happen at the end of 2 different cuts. Maybe he, did a cut to start in 2024, and he's 185. And you also can do that at the end of a bulk, right? Maybe if his heaviest weight this year is 192, maybe in 2026 when he's 192, does he look better? Does he look leaner at the same exact body weight? Because that obviously means that your body fat percentage is lower. And if you weigh the same and your body fat's lower, that means you have more muscle. That's the only other thing there is, right? So that would be his goal, to be almost the same exact body weight as he was to start the year, roughly, but now a little bit more shredded in Costa Rica. He then comes back, enjoys his time, and he has the holidays coming up here. Very convenient time for someone looking to put on muscle to bulk as well. So in November and December, he also is in a muscle gain phase, and this would likely roll into the next year as well, probably depending upon what his other goals would be, but probably at least another 2 or 3 months in a muscle gain phase. So if we were to net out the entire year of his 12 months, he was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the months he was optimized for muscle gain. 1 was kind of more intermediate, and 3 months losing body fat. And again, these are all just examples. And there's a textbook way to do some of these fat loss phases and muscle gain phases. For example, a really good rule of thumb for a muscle gain phase is you should have like a 3-to-1 ratio of time spent in a surplus versus a cut. If you look at this, that would mean in a year, you spent 9 months in a surplus, maybe 3 months at a maintenance or a deficit. That's exactly what happened here. I think it was 9, right? 4, 6, it was 8, you know. But that textbook kind of 3-to-1 ratio isn't real life, right? If someone has nothing going on in a year, I don't mean that in a bad way, but just like I can just do whatever you tell me to do, then yeah, maybe like a 9-month bulk, a 3-month cut is like the simplest way to do it. But for a lot of people, they do have these little things sprinkled throughout the year of a race, of a trip, of a birthday, of a whatever that will complicate a little bit more than just 3-month bulk, 1-month cut, repeat for a decade. There will likely be a little bit more nuance to a real world example. And hopefully both of these examples from both Adam and Zoe, that nuance also goes back to the first point in video 1, is it makes it more exciting, right? It chunks up something, especially here, like for Adam, getting stronger and putting on muscle is something measured in years and 5-year increments, not in weeks and months. Like you could have the best month of workouts in your life. You're not going to get that much stronger. You go from like a 200-pound squat to a 220 in a month. That's like an incredible month. And guess what? Like not that much progress, to be honest, like 20 pounds in your life versus you can put on 200 pounds in your life, on a back squat. So the point with that is here, if he is a little bit of like, you know what, I'm trying to put on muscle, but like, hey, I'm really just trying to focus towards this June goal. Bam, I'm getting stronger, did my race, bam, won that goal. 6 months, just focus on the 6 months. Okay, cool. Now it's June. I had fun there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more months to my next big thing. I got that trip coming up to Costa Rica, right? So it allows all of us have goals, if we're being honest, that are measured in years and decades, right? Of getting stronger, a good physique, good overall health, longevity, etc., right? But it's not exciting to think if I'm 31, that I want to be in really good shape when I'm 54. Even though that's true, it doesn't get me fired up to go work out today or go for a walk or eat oatmeal. It's so far away, it's hard to like really get pumped for it. But if I have a goal that's 4 months away or 6 months away, that is just one piece of this long trajectory that I want to have, it's a lot easier for me to buy in. So that's kind of the one of the reasons why we would like people to have this vision to their year, is it keeps you engaged in the process as opposed to just more in the checking the box, do it again, checking the box, do it again. Because from our experience, it's a very slippery slope of behaviors getting worse over time when, again, there's not a good vision, there's not good clarity of why you're doing what you're doing, why you didn't eat that 4 slice of pizza, why you did go to the gym even though it was cold outside. If it's not clear cut, it's really hard to justify some of those, to be frank, hard choices over and over and over again versus half marathon in June, trip in October, wedding in April, family vacation in August. Those things are very clear cut of why you're making certain sacrifices and why you're frankly working hard for them. Okay. So that is it for the 3 video series. I may do a bonus video of my own plans for 2025, but I think these 2 get it. Like I think you get the idea with this, and I want to just make it all about me. So I'll probably end it for now, and I may make just a selfish 2025 video later in January. But I do think this will set the table for a lot of you to use your annual spreadsheets and to hopefully spark some good inspiration for goal setting. All right. Thank you.